This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, closing moments of Tisha B'Av. We discussed this morning the authorship of the Kinnus. We mentioned Tosfos and Chagiga says the Kinnus were written by Rabbi Eliezer Reb Shimon, Rabbi Eliezer the son of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. However, we also mentioned the Tshuvas HaRashba. The Rashba writes in a Tshuvas in Taf Samach Tes that the Kinnus were written by none other than Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach. Who's Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach? The Mishnah says in Avos, if you take all the Tanaim, you put them on one side of the scale, and you put Rabbi Glatstein on the other side of the scale, he would outweigh everybody. He's the one who wrote the Kinnus. So last night I was thinking, what's Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach's connection to the Kinnus? He's the greatest of all the Tanaim, and yet we read in Masechta Shabbos, Kuf Mem Zayin Amud Beis, the Gemara tells us a story. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach went on vacation, and he encountered a beautiful stream. He encountered delicious wine. He got so caught up in the Gashmius of this world that it seems he could not even read a pasuk in the Chumash. He came to the pasuk HaChodesh Hazeh Lochem, and instead of reading it HaChodesh Hazeh Lochem, he read it HaChareish Haya Libam. So the Mekubalim say that if you take the Dalet of HaChodesh and the Zayin of Hazeh and the Chaf of Lachem, which is Dalet, Zayin, Chaf, that's 31. 31 is Kel, that's the shame of Rachmanis. And he switched it to Hacharesh, Haya Libam, and that's Riv. Reish Yud Beis is the Malach Mamuna on Shikha. That's Reb Shamshin Mashtapoli. But simply, Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach lost it. He had a great Yerida. He forgot his learning. But we have another Gemara. We began speaking about this morning. The Gemara in Chagiga Yedalad Amud Beis Tanur Rabbanan Masa Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai Roichev al Chamar. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai was riding on a donkey. V'haya Mahalach Badarach, and he was going on the road. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach Mechamerach. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach was following him. Amar Loi. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach says, Rebbi Shanali Parakach Masmar Kava Anu. Teach me the secrets of the universe. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach wants to know from Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, teach me the Kabbalah. Amar Loi Leikach Shanisu Lachem V'Lei B'Merchava B'Yachid. Can't teach you. You're not what is called Chacham U'Meven Midaitei. You don't got it. You don't have it. Elam Kein Hoya Chacham U'Meven Midaitei. Amar Loi Rebbi Tarsheni Loimer L'Fanecha Davar Echad Shilmatani. Rebbi, you could teach me. You taught me already. Amar Loi Emar. He said, really? Tell me. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai gets off the donkey, he puts on a talis, he sits on a stone under an olive tree, and Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach says, Rebbi, why'd you get off the donkey? He said, I can't believe it! The Shechina has come, the Malachi Ashuris have come, and I'm going to ride on a donkey. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach began a discourse on the Ma'aseh Merkava, V'yarda Eish min Hashamayim, and it encircled the trees, and they sang Shira, they sang Halos Hashem in Haaretz. And then the Malach nodded his head, good Gezak, you're saying good, Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach. And the Malach said, Hein, Ma'aseh Merkava. You got the Ma'aseh Merkava. Amar Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai v'noshka al roshai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai kissed him on the head and he said, blessed is God that he gave a descendant to Avraham who understands the Ma'aseh Merkava. Some people could say a good drasha, they don't fulfill it. Some people fulfill, they can't darshan. You've got it all. Ashrecha Avraham Avinu she'Eliezer ben Arach yotz mechaltzecha. Praise is Avraham that he had a descendant of Eliezer ben Arach. So you got the story. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai was asked by Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach, teach me the Kabbalah. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, no, sorry, can't teach you. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach said, what do you mean? You've already taught me. So teach me more. And Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach discoursed the Ma'aseh Merkava. So the Maharsha asks one simple question. Maharsha asks, if Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai held that he was not allowed to teach Eliezer ben Arach, then how did he teach Eliezer ben Arach the Ma'aseh Merkava? Apparently, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai taught Eliezer ben Arach. So And when Rabbi Glatstein ben Arach asks, teach me, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says, I'm not allowed to. So if he wasn't allowed to, how did he do it? Says Marsha, originally he was allowed to. Originally, before Rabbi Glatstein ben Arach went on vacation, and before he forgot his learning, he was allowed to teach him, and he taught him. But after he forgot his learning, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says, sorry, can't teach you anymore. You've been demoted, you lost it. So let's make the following calculation. Okay, so Rabbi Glatstein ben Arach lost it. He was no longer able to learn from Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai because he forgot his learning. So then, how did he restore his learning? Apparently, after forgetting all of his learning, he elevated himself to the highest level of knowledge of Torah, where he's Dorish the Maisa Merkava. The answer is that even though he had a great nefila, we're good? Thank you, Rachmim Segev, on the camera. But even though he had a great nefila, he came back. He made a comeback. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach made a comeback. You know, we always have these beautiful stories about Balei Tshuva. You know, I'm sure on Tisha B'Av, somebody tried to convince you to watch some kind of video of someone who was, grew up without Torah mitzvahs, and then they came back to it, right? Balei Tshuva. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach wasn't a Baal Tshuva. He was an FFB. He wasn't just he was a Tana. Not only was he a Tana, he was the greatest Tana. And he lost everything. But he made a comeback. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach's life is the epitome of, after a great nefila, you could come back. Hashivenu Hashem Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu kekedem. What's the objective of the Kinnus? The objective is, Ribbon Shalom, we had a Beis HaMikdash. We were on a very high level. You used to really love us. But now we've fallen. We've fallen to a very low level. We want to make a comeback. Like who? Like Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach, his life epitomizes, symbolizes the objective of the Kinnus. Okay, that's just one thought on the Kinnus.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.